Making. So we made the spice accords.
Yeah.
Found 3 of them. Lost 2. Such as... Yeah, I still don't know. Anyway, they'll turn up.
And these are the spice perfumes that you're doing on the Patreon?
Yes.
And is this, you've published this formula on the Patreon?
I am about to publish this formula on the Patreon.
So in a sense, if we're about to make that, then could be a make-along session.
We can do a make-along session, yeah. We could do that. But I also need to make... Well, we'll do this first.
Yeah.
And then we will do... I wondered what was tickling me, and it's the ribbon off the book. And it's just, you're never quite certain. It's just like this very big spider. So I just looked... but it wasn't. So just me just think, get tickled, do you think it's a very...
No, I always think it's usually the worst fear is a moth.
Oh yeah, we had the moth the conversation.
You're really not into moths?
I used to be terrified of them.
I've had 2 close encounters in the past.
We had one so big in the house that in order to get him out, because he needed to be got out, because otherwise the cat would have eaten him, and that would have been worse. Or half eaten him. I named him Brian so I could deal with it. But I did have to catch it and get him out of the house. But
see, I've got massive moths on my wall. Entomology frames. Yeah, I love them in frames.
And I thought you meant actual live ones.
No.
So that is brave.
I was afraid of them until the day I decided that since I was staying in a place for 2 weeks that had an open balcony, and it was in the Caribbean, so the moths were... Either I had to be in darkness and not be able to see what I was doing, eating. It's completely dark. Or I put the light on. And I got accustomed to the idea that the moths were there. Yeah. So I just had to take the decision that I was going to stop being afraid of moths.
You afraid of butterflies?
No.
Afraid of butterflies?
No, they're
if
not
they come too close, I do get a little bit like...
Oh wow, no, there really is no hope for you then.
The texture of them freaks me out.
It's the furry body.
They're like powdery.
Yeah,
almost.
Powdery furry things. Lovely.
But yeah, there was one right outside my door, and I had to inch past it, and I found out that it was a Jersey moth.
Right.
We've done this again. We've gone completely, nothing to do with anything.
This is what the people want.
Pretty, isn't it?
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, let's have a look.
Yeah, that's pretty colourful.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm able to see it on the frame, but
if it's gorgeous, does that override its scariness?
Well, I stopped to take a picture, so I wasn't that scared.
Yeah.
But it was also not moving. There was a brown one in the corner that I knocked with the bath mat by accident, and it started fluttering, and I was like, ah!
I've done that on a train. I've screamed on a tube.
Oh.
But now I don't, because I just decided what was it that scared me, and I decided what I was scared of was that it might get in my mouth. So if I actually just kept my fucking mouth shut, it wasn't possible.
yeah.
That was what I was afraid of, that the moth might get in my mouth. So just like that, I'll check if I'm going to take a mouthful of food. I'll check. Okay, no moths in sight. Right, they're fine. Let's just leave it.
I think for me it's my ears.
But it gets in your ears.
Yeah.
Wear earplugs at night.
There's that myth, of course, that over a course of a lifetime, you eat 3 spiders in your sleep.
I can believe that.
But it's a total myth, because it's just a little fountain of carbon dioxide coming out. The spider wouldn't want to be anywhere near it.
Some flies are attracted to that. That's why they always are in your face.
Oh, really?
I don't... Because isn't it...
I know that midges are. The midges in Scotland, if you breathe...
Yeah. If you breathe,
If you die, they don't care. Yeah,
it's the carbon dioxide.
Well, you know the whole got to eat a peck of dirt before you die, do you know?
What?
Do you know? Okay, there is a phrase, it's called, you've got to eat a peck of dirt before you die. Now, the thing about a peck is it, as in a bushel and a peck, it's an old measurement of weight, it's massive. So it's not like, everybody's going to accidentally eat a tiny bit of mud. No, we all eat a blinking barrelful.
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't matter. So trying to avoid it is just pointless. I'm going to make a perfume now.
Yeah.
So what we did for this one, which was your favourite, is I have got here nutmeg diluted to 10% in ethanol. Nutmeg essential oil diluted already in ethanol. I am going to put in 1 gram.
Is nutmeg a skin sensitizer?
It's not as bad as some of the others, but I've already done the calculations on this, which shows me that honestly, honestly cannot remember what's in nutmeg that's the problem. I just, if I can look it up, I will. I could look it up. But that is...
Yeah.
1 gram.
Yeah.
So you've got a program to run things through.
Perfume is a little helper. We use it to calculate what's safe for IFRA and EU.
And so perfumers watching this can come to you for that, right?
They actually can. We hide it. We don't put it on the website, but we might, because our friend Colin, he created this program for us as his lockdown project. So, whereas normally you have to pay several £1,000s to get to a program like this, we do ours, excuse me, for the price of the training session, so that perfumers worldwide will be able to check that their fragrances are IFRA compliant, so they don't have to worry about people suing them if they get a rash.
So they just a perfumer would need to book onto the training session.
They'd need to get in touch with us and through 4,000.
What is your preferred channel to be getting?
That's a very good question, Ruby. We discussed this. Just email us. Go to the website, find the bit where it says contact us, click it. That's how 4,160 Tuesdays. We like that idea. Thank you for mentioning that, Martha. Okay, next I have Tonka Absolute at 5% strength. So this is the stuff which yesterday somebody ordered. Was it 10 grams? Oh, that is.
Yeah. Was it takes 10? I thought it was. Oh no, it was 10.
It was 10. Yeah. It takes about an hour to get it to melt the stuff enough so you can get 10 grams out of it.
It was fun though.
It was, but
maybe when you do it the first time, it's fun.
Yeah, I should have charged 150 quid for 10 grams of tonka because it's such a pain, and that is why I mostly don't sell raw materials, because it's a pain. But I will do for people who are subscribers to the Patreon.
Yeah, it was a bain-marie situation.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Well, it was a jug of hot water. It didn't have the pan around it, so it's we can't really claim the real French for it.
Like melting chocolate.
Yes, exactly. But actually just... Well, yeah, there's the metal thing inside of Pyrex jug. So Tonka, I have it diluted to 5%. It's an absolute. I generally find that absolutes, I only need them at about 5 because otherwise they will get a bit ahead of themselves. So I'm putting 1 gram of that in.
And I'm just going on about regulations here.
Go on.
It's a blood thinner.
Yes, but...
only if you eat it?
Only if you eat it. It is restricted because it's also a skin sensitizer, but there's about 45%, that's enough, it's 1.01. There's about 45% coumarin in tonka and other things which aren't restricted. And I think you're allowed something like 8% coumarin in the finished fragrance, so you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
So what I am going to do though is I always tick when I've actually put them in, so I know, and I say that. This pen I haven't used for a while, so it's... No, I just need to dip it in my tea.
After you've drunk it?
I'll just wipe it down a little bit, so now I'll just get it all over my...
Green fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's working nicely now. Any random... I could have used ethanol. No, it's fine.
Well, that tissue had ethanol on it once upon a time, so you can refresh it.
So,
oh, you meant ethanol for the pen?
I meant for the pen, yeah. Right, so the next one I put in this one is actually a vanilla. Vanilla. Yes. So this is vanillin. It says vanilla on it because it went to an event. It's at 5% strength. Somebody actually, where did I see this? Read it, I think. That people have got, there were powders all over, no, maybe it's the Scenthusiasm page. There were people's diluted powders had powders that had dropped out of solution all round the tops of the bottles. Now I think that's because they've tried to dilute them to maybe 10 or 15%. So they've got as much vanillin dissolved into the ethanols as they possibly can. They've
like saturated
it, and then of course as soon as if it cools down, then all the powder will drop out of the solution. Who remembers? Probably people aren't allowed to make their own copper sulfate solutions these days in chemistry classes, but it
Oh
was
yeah.
really right. So you dissolve all the copper sulfate crystals, and then you leave it to cool, and all these beautiful like rock formations
Oh, yeah.
form.
No, don't remember ever doing anything like
The blue ones.
Blue ones, yeah.
Oh, we did
No.
them.
I
Yeah.
could have just forgotten.
George Tisman's was so much better than mine was. I was 11. I have not forgotten.
Isn't it funny that whenever you talk about anyone from school, it's always you always double name them. It's always full name.
Oh yeah, George Tisman over here. Sit down.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So this is vanillin, which
Yes,
of
this
course
is
is
vanillin.
synthetic vanilla.
Yep.
Is
Yours
this the
is
natural?
This is the one made from pine trees, so it's technically natural.
it's naturally
I mean,
derived.
everything's natural. So I put 3 grams of that in, so that is what I'm going to do.
And this is at what percentage, sorry?
This is at 5.
Mhm.
Again. But
So-
you can smell it from here. We can smell it. Can you
Yeah,
smell it
I can
wafting
smell
over
it.
there? Yeah. Yeah. Very diffusive stuff.
Yeah. Remind me again of the difference between ethyl vanillin and vanillin.
Well,
the former just stronger.
It's ethyl vanillin is stronger, so you don't need as much. I find it creamier. I find it more posh ice cream, and this is more custard.
Mm.
But if I had to smell them separately, if somebody picked up a strip and said, "What's that?" I'd probably just say vanillin.
Mm.
Mm.
And also over here, just for fun, we have veratraldehyde, which is methyl. This is methyl vanillin.
Oh, this is the one that you were.
Yeah, looks like.
The look of it really does appeal to me. It looks like flakes of chocolate to me. Like light chocolate.
Yeah,
Wow.
Does it snap
Isn't it?
easily? I'm assuming
it does. It's great. It's great.
Could you eat
Great.
it?
I think probably yes,
Because you
but I
can't.
wouldn't.
Because you can eat vanillin.
Yes, but
Oh yeah. I
okay.
suppose you-
So it's like that, and it does snap very. So it's
Oh.
kind of crystalline, but it's
Wow.
yeah. So I've been using that as well
Lovely.
recently in whatever it was I made last.
And that one is more.
Well, yes,
It sort of pulled out the fruit in the thing that we.
it's odd. I find
Yeah.
it.
It smelled to me like fake vanilla.
Yeah,
It's a bit acrid
it.
Yeah.
to me.
Good word. Yeah. There's something definitely else going on there. If it is from. It's a little bit like the smell that you get at the end of the day at the fruit market when all the squash stuff's been thrown in the gutter and it hasn't been collected yet.
It is a bit that, yeah.
In a good way. Right, take that.
In as good a way as it can be, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I must talk about the things I got today as well. So I like those. It's like proof that you write with a fountain pen and mess it up a bit. The next thing I put in was pink peppercorn. They should all still be here. I can see it. It's in the blue bottle.
Pink.
The pink peppercorn CO2 extract. This is at 5%, and I put in 1.
It might be one of my favourite raw materials, that.
Press tear to set it to 0. So these pipettes usually do. It's magic the way they basically go to 0.5, but this one I could see it came up a bit longer. This little bit longer. This one's more like a 0.7, so you have to be a bit careful. So that is 1, not 0.5.
Oh, I can smell it from here.
Yes.
It's nice. The aircon behind you is nice because it's wafting everything in my direction.
This is true. I was just thinking that. You have to be a bit careful. The aircon's okay with the scale there, but if I had the scale here, I couldn't have the air conditioning on because it blows just even that gently. You can see it changing the scale.
But if
So-
it's on constantly,
no, it's still sort of with waves.
it comes in
a
waves.
bit, yeah. Okay, 1. Black pepper. Thank you. And I put in twice as much. I mean, this doesn't come out. This doesn't come out very strongly. See, that's one of the reasons that we can put quantities of spices in, is because the black peppers I have it diluted to 10%. So, I did say 2 grams, didn't I? Bearing in mind that the regulations, if you look at something and it's restricted to, it says something like 0.7%, that will be 0.7% in the finished fragrance, not in the formula.
Yeah.
So if you've got your fragrance coming out at 10% strength, that would mean you could have 7% of it in your formula. So sometimes restrictions look a little bit stringent, and yet they are not half as bad as you think.
How come those 3 are grouped
Good
together?
advice.
I grouped together cardamom, pink pepper and black pepper because I like that as an accord.
Oh yeah.
So quite often, so that's what I put in spice number 1. I've had all of those together. That's one of my accords I use in Shazam.
Oh.
Which, of course, I did mean to talk about. I meant to talk about the spice fragrances that we have already that we create.
That would be a good idea. Should we do that as a short video?
We could do that a short one later. Yeah.
We'll do this
We'll
as
not
a
get too many of them.
It's a little sales pitch.
Hello.
Here's Nick.
Come in. Hello. What's up?
Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, let's pause.
Slight interlude. It's very nearly live. Woody amber base, please. I feel like I'm the surgeon. We should be wearing our mask and everything.
So you were going to say,
Scalpel.
I'm the perfumer's little helper.
You can be.
So
And these are all, by the way, because these are all diluted already in ethanol to perfume strength, so that's why I don't have my gloves on.
yeah, and so this is your Amberwoods base.
This is my Amberwoods base.
What's that made of?
This is made of...
Are you at liberty to tell us?
It's mildly secret, but it is... I haven't let it out yet, but it is made of large amounts of Iso E Super and Cedar Amber, small amounts of Karma Wood and Ambrofix.
Great.
But it's another magical... it's a lovely sub base to sit things on, and the strength that it's at, it is 100% safe. So
Great.
and it's at 15%, and I'm going to put in 6 grams. So I don't want to touch the bottle. That's why it's so much handier to do these into little
Beakers.
beakers, but
My favourite Muppet, I think.
beaker. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I
Which
do
was
love.
he? I only know them from the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, he's in Christmas Carol.
Oh, is he the one with the scarf? Who gives Michael Caine the scarf?
He's the lab assistant.
He is, yeah. He's one who's like...
He works with Dr. Bunsen Honeydew, and he always gets blown up regularly.
Yes, no, that is the one from Muppets Christmas Carol who gives him the scarf.
Oh, good.
It's mine and my sister's favourite Christmas film, so I'm
Right.
overly familiar.
Do you know what my favourite Christmas film is?
What?
Scrooged.
Scrooged.
Yeah, the Bill Murray film. Have you seen
I've
it?
watched it.
No, I don't think I have.
It's very good.
I think
You know
mine
what
will
I've
always
done?
be kids' films.
What have you done?
Well, I've made a schoolgirl error.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
You don't have enough room in the bottle.
Yeah, I counted up the grams and thought, oh yeah, no problem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14, 15, 16, and of course it's a 15 ml bottle, so that wasn't
Not
even going to
grams.
fit anyway. And grams, they end up being bigger than milliliters, so there's no way it's going to fit. So
I'm going to put it into a dropper bottle.
I need to put it into that. It's easy. I've got another bottle,
There we
and then
go.
I'll make more later for you. So
No, don't.
no, well, because I need to put the labdanum in as well.
Yeah, yeah. We don't
Cost.
need more.
More what? More of
You
this.
said make more later. You don't need to. Why?
Well, I feel like if I've only got a bottle that's
you may
that
as
big,
well use it
and
up.
I've only got that much, I should make more. All right. Okay. Right. I'll put
Lovely
some like
bottle.
that. Okay. Fine. Then next. Hello,
Here's Amy.
Amy.
I think I need a square glass bottle, and I'm hoping they're up here.
Life at the studio. There's like it's
This is great.
yeah.
Well, it's a make along.
Yeah.
This is like people are making their they're getting on with making their perfume one.
Sarah. Okay, so this one is labdanum at 10% strength. Labdanum absolute. It's actually the labdanum clair from I think it is. 2 grams of that. Old Albert Vieille. That is actually just French for Old Albert, but no, that was his name, I think.
That's the name of the company?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Oh.
Say it again?
Albert.
Yeah.
Vieille.
Yeah, never heard of that. Albert Vieille. Albert Vieille.
Vieille.
Can I smell the pipette?
Of course you can. Let's give Arthur some labdanum.
Oh yeah.
I know.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
It's taken me a while to grow to love labdanum.
Yeah.
It's
I was
like
delighted when I received mine and it was all gloopy.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
lovely.
Very excited. And then I realised I'd have to get it out and dilute it somehow. And then I was like, okay,
There's that. Okay, so what we have here then is I need to go get a pipette because
do you want me to grab it?
they're in the Marks and Spencer's
Scalpel.
biscuit box. Thank you. That way.
Would you like an extra small pipette or just a small pipette?
Just small, thank you. Merci. So this is Spice 5, which we could call something else. It's not
Spice 5's good.
If
okay.
you called it 5 Spice, people might get confused.
Yeah. It's called, what's it just called? It's called, yeah.
What's
Spice
the thing?
called.
What's the thing in Kurt Vonnegut's book, Cat's Cradle? Ice 9. Ice 9. Well,
That's fine.
nothing like it. Spice 5.
Okay.
Spice 5's a good name.
Yeah.
How many Spice Girls are there? 5.
Oh yeah. Ooh, I got it on my nose.
There's worse things.
Oh, I'm seriously into schoolgirl errors today. Like not having a cap. I'm going to label them though because we write everything down. Would you pass me the labels, please?
Like a skinny one or a slightly
that one.
wider one?
I just want the one that's here. Thank you, Arthur. Yeah. Okay. I am still going to call it Spice 5, and I'm going to write the date of that I made it so I can find it in the book. And
Seems sensible.
I've acquired these habits over time owing to getting them wrong and regretting it. I think that's the best.
Do you want a
What's one of the
elastic
way
for the
to-
pipette?
That's a good idea, thanks.
I want one of the fun ones.
Yeah. Oh, did you know we've got new?
I say fun and then I'm
You
just
see?
going to pick brown.
But have you seen
Do you
the
want
new?
orange?
Do you want to show off of the?
Oh, wow! It looks like a slinky.
Brown, orange, red.
Yeah, no, brown's lovely. Yeah, it's not normal elastic band brown. It's chocolate.
Sophisticated.
Chocolate elastic band. Japanese. You know, the slogan on the elastic band box. You've probably seen it before. It is
Neater, quicker, cheaper than string.
I almost love the slogan as much as the there. Arthur, that is for you.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh, can I try some?
Spice 5
Yes.
for Arthur.
Just shake the pipette at me.
No, I like it.
I got one significantly
Oh.
size drop.
Did you? Oh yeah. That's
Oh, that is so good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arthur.
Oh, that is so good.
And it's, I mean, the thing is that it's lots of naturals, plus a couple of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 synthetics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 naturals, 5 synthetics. So the 5 naturals contribute, 1,000 odd aroma chemicals to the blend, and so there's no need to get extra complicated with something like that.
Wow.
Right.
Well, there we go. That was the make along. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
And how's that turned out for you at home? Join the Patreon.